never seen myself as just one thing, and I made sure no one else could either. By staying true to myself, making my own path, rising above expectations, and opening the door for others to be their true selves. The first spirit, made with VSOP Cognac, finished in bourbon casks. Martell Blue Swift, soar beyond the expected.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I am Illuminati, and this is the Crypto and Cognac podcast show, as always, coming to you live with my friends at Massey Connoisseur, Martell. I'm going to be having some Martell Blue Swift tonight. Unfortunately, my bottle of VS, I took it to a cooler fet, so it is no more, so I had to open a new one tonight. But we're going to do some VSOP tonight, something a little bit more luxurious, because today's guest is none other than Grammy Nominated Singer, Songwriter, Crypto VCVP. She be doing her thing. Artist, musician, super talented and amazing all-around person, Miss Shontelle Layne, Miss Shonny 246 in the hizzy. What's up, Sean?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm even better than
It's always good to catch up with you, man.
100%.
Yes, there. So you drinking Martell, but you know, I'm in Barbados, so I just got I working with rum. I ain't got no sponsor like you, so I ain't calling no names.
Right. They need to fix that.
Yeah, somebody fix that real quick.
New rum distilleries and distributors on the island of Barbados.
You know what? I do have to big up I will big up Plantation Rum, because they do I don't have an official sponsorship deal with them, but they do they hook me up a lot. So right. I should big them up.
They keep you hydrated.
And it's really good rum too.
They keep you hydrated.
Yeah, I understand.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you.
It feels like 100,000 years since you were last on. I know so many things have happened. First and foremost, congratulations on Emotions Drop.
Thank you.
So let's get straight in talking about that project. Let's talk about, before we talk about the rest of this NFT space. We have a lot to talk about, but tell me about the project. Tell me what it was like. Tell me how it feels now.
Man, so anybody that's sort of been, following my journey, or anyone that's a fan, would have seen that, something pretty exciting just happened a few days ago, because I'm not sure how many of you know about the platform Sound.xyz, but it's essentially the premier platform in Web3 for music, NFTs. It's an invite-only platform, and so obviously I was ecstatic when they invited me to be on the platform, because really and truly, only legendary Web3 artists are there.
Right.
And then, so this would be essentially my second NFT drop ever. Right. The first one I just did on OpenSea. This what we call lazy minting. This one, yeah. Because I was new to the game, now figuring everything out. So yeah, this new collection sold out in 10 seconds, right in front of our eyes, and my brain exploded. I could not believe this.
Right. So
yeah.
This is it here.
Yeah.
Sound XYZ, as you were saying.
Yeah.
It ain't no shilling platform.
Yeah.
Especially when you start talking invite only, you start talking about, platforms like super rare platforms like Song XYZ. It's not like just roll up and say, yo, they look at your catalog, they look at what you've done in the space, not just in the traditional space, but how you add value to their community. So
Exactly.
they reached out to you. They said, "Yo, we've been looking at you. We see what you've been
Mhm.
doing, and we're
Yeah.
interested in having you on." Did you already have something in the works, or
Um, yeah, I mean, you could technically say I always have something in the works, but it was just sort of like sweet timing,
right?
because this song Emotions, I actually like wrote it with you. I think a lot of people probably know a Daisy. And we was sitting on this song for like, I want to say like maybe like 2 years, could be more, honestly.
I mean,
um but
COVID
I just
time,
knew, yeah. And we loved this song so much, and we just knew like people are also going to enjoy it. But I was just tired of, the whole like Web 2 situation, just especially it's a little bit different when you're no longer with a label.
right?
So you don't really have like, like the same financial backing. And now
Right.
you're trying to compete on DSPs, like platforms where there's like millions of other artists, and you're basically like up against an algorithm,
Yeah,
and
and,
essentially it's
and
a pay,
a big bag of cash.
yeah, it's a pay to play game, so let's not get it twisted. All your big favorite artists, all those like big playlists and stuff that they're on, like the labels are paying for all of that. Like, yes, they're big artists and they will probably like get action on these platforms regardless, but they're tripling, quadrupling, 10xing,
Reach.
their streams just by like getting these playlists and stuff like that. So you really cannot compete with that. I mean, they're dropping like thousands of dollars, on these promo spots and stuff like that. So, I just got tired of. Obviously, after I left Universal, I was still dropping music, but I learned really quickly like this is going nowhere. You're gonna be putting out really good music, but it's just gonna kind of fall flat. And as you know, in Web 2, everyone just cares about numbers.
Correct.
So like, yeah, and if the algorithm is not favoring you, you're just gonna go like this all the way down. So I just knew like not that song. Like we can't, it can't happen like that with this song. So I felt like the best thing to do was launch it as an NFT. That way I could get the funding
Right.
from, launching that NFT. And then I would be able to use that funding to do, then when I decided to drop a version of it, on all DSPs, then at least I would have the funding to, give it some type of backing so that it has a shot
Yeah.
at least, of being seen. Like at least people will know that it's actually out. And I can have a shot. But I'm genuinely like not even counting on like Spotify and Apple Music anymore these days.
Right.
Because in Web3, there's really something to like curating and like growing your own community, and you can actually be far more financially successful with like a 100 hardcore fans, 1,000 hardcore fans, than I call it like wasting gas, right? It's like you are going around the planet 50 times just to get from point A to B when you could have just gone straight there, and you're like using up a lot of valuable resources just competing in a market that it really makes no sense for you. So yeah, I just feel like there's so many opportunities that come out of Web3. I haven't had any less performing opportunities. As a matter of fact, I probably like doubled my opportunities to perform by participating in Web3, because now I get all these like virtual bookings now. I'm like performing in the metaverse too, but I'm still like, doing festivals. I'm still doing like all the regular like bookings I would typically do. But now I have this like added like stream of revenue on top of, what I'm already regularly doing. So it allows me to be like far more just like independent and not
Yeah.
even have to like rely on a corporation.
You know, this conversation I think was just super timely because
Mhm.
recently I saw an interview with, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. I recently with St.
Is the
John,
Martel.
with St. John, the Martel Health. So
Yeah, that's my homie.
I haven't had enough yet. But a lot of people don't know that he started in the industry as a writer. right?
Yeah, both of us, we were both writers together, like way back before we both popped.
He was talking about like his journey to becoming an artist, and he was saying like he wrote this song for Usher that had like 70 million streams.
Hmm.
After all the publishing and all the he owned 20% of the song
Yeah.
as the writer, and after all the publishing and all the
Hmm.
label got their stuff, he got a $1,500 check from
It's real.
70 million streams. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
It's the Hollywood accounting.
he was like, even that's why he started doing his own thing, because he decided to just bet on himself. uh,
Yeah.
because if he does a song on his own, writes it, does the production for the most part, and
Yeah.
performs it, if he does 3 million streams, he'll quicker get maybe $10,000 from that.
Yeah,
but
exactly. So like
but
far less streams, but you retain, more. So it adds up. You end up winning. So
and
yeah,
then
bet on yourself, man.
in the Web3 situation,
Yeah.
for example, your project, you
Yeah.
did, I think you did 1.1 and a quarter ETH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is selling literally 25 NFTs at
Exactly. So
0.05, like yeah, I wanted to set like a fair price, I didn't want it. If the whole ethos of Web3 is supposed to be inclusive,
right.
I'm not trying to be like 0.1 or like 1 ETH, and then I'm
Or-
just and then I'm only like catering to like the rich, the elite. And so to be able to make 1.25 ETH in 10 seconds
Correct.
from 25 items,
And
you do the math.
that money comes to you. That
Direct
is
to me.
that
Yeah.
is that is his 3 million streams. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's his 3 million streams over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months,
Yeah.
as the case may be. That's in your
Mhm.
pocket immediately. Nobody has
Yep.
their hand in your pocket at the same time.
Exactly.
And then now, from a collector's perspective, people who support you, who support your music, can now see you use
Mhm.
those funds to then go and build a bigger project,
Exactly.
and they get to benefit from that bigger project because they get to see you actually do more work.
Exactly. But being a holder, you're basically entering into my ecosystem, and
Right.
you have, so it also presents an opportunity for you as a supporter. Like, let's just, with my growth, you can, not, this is not financial advice, obviously. And we have to be very careful with our language, when we speak about like securities and things like that. But the fact that remains, if you are collecting something that has value, you could potentially sell that later on. So you're kind of like empowering the people who supported you early on, because as you become, as your name grows or your brand grows, like let's say they were lucky enough to collect more than one, you know what I'm saying? Like they might wake up one day and realize, like, they look on the floor and they're like, holy crap, like these NFTs that I bought so long ago for like 0.05 are now worth like 1 ETH. I could actually, like, that's like life-changing amount of money for some people, 2 ETH, 3 ETH, 5 ETH, so then you could go and flip one of those,
What
and
I
make yourself some money. Yeah. Not that that's like the point of it, but that doesn't exist in Web 2. Yeah,
correct.
like when you listen to my music on iTunes, that's it. You listen to me on Apple Music.
Correct.
I just made money from your stream, and you got to listen to me. Big deal,
And you
I
still have
really
to
feel
pay,
like,
your streaming next month too.
yeah, so the people who support you deserve to be like rewarded in a much bigger way, and by them also like being holders of your NFT, like you can contact them like directly. You can let them know like what you're doing next, and like offer perks. You know what I'm saying? Like you can attach all types of utility, all types of experiences, and exclusivity to your holders. So I have things like, you know, your holder, then you get like a free vinyl, you get merch, you get you always get free, you know, admission to any concert. If I'm in your city or whatever, you can pull up for free. You know, you get like all these cool perks. You get to, you know, chat with me like live on Zoom, you know, have like one-on-ones, like I'll hang out, you know, with you in Discord, stuff like that. You get like real access, you know, which is not typical.
Which is
Yeah.
not typical, you know.
Yeah.
And what
I'll like write a song with you, you know, if you're a holder, right? Like stuff like that. Yeah.
Listen, so maybe
Mhm.
that's why nobody has accepted my offer, because I was not lucky enough. I was not
Mhm.
lucky enough to be one of the people to get it at mint.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
they're
it must
holding, man. They're diamond hands.
this is it. I'm like, there must be somebody in here who is looking to make a quick flip. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna offer
I'm sure
double.
like
I'm gonna
literally only
offer
like 3
2x.
were flipped.
No,
Only like 3 were flipped. Yeah, like like instantly. And then once those were sniped, it was a wrap. Like I'm
yeah.
pretty sure like at first the floor was 5 ETH, but then it's clear. I could see like someone, obviously one of my holders like needs liquid right now. They probably want to go like mint something else.
Well, I
And they
see
like need some
it's like
ETH.
point
So then
6.
they listed it for 1 ETH. So I think the last time I checked, the floor was at 1 ETH, which is
Right.
still too high for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So like low key, I really do want someone to like put one on the floor for like low, you know, so that someone who really wants one can get it.
Just
But
accept my
don't
offer.
worry, more drops are coming.
333, guys. Come on.
Yeah, you know, someone like make Al's day, drop something on the floor for at least for mid price. Don't undercut me. I would be
No,
mad.
I wouldn't buy it for mint. But my offer. So initially, I put in an offer for. I tried the low ball. I was like, okay, point 0.06, and then I did point 0.075.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to try point 1 and see if anybody bites.
If
Come on,
anyone,
guys, 2x in
yeah,
this game market. I mean,
maybe
we're getting 200.
maybe someone's having a bad week and you like they're probably like so happy, you know, that you made an offer.
Yo,
And
so
then they'll just figure out how to get back in later. And that's the beauty of it, you know. Some people like to like sell shame, you know, collectors, and I'm just like, nah, that's the point. It's so that they could like eat with you, you know. So if they find an opportunity to like earn money because they supported you early, there's nothing wrong with that. It also keeps the volume pumping through the collection. You're collecting royalties every time, you know, NFTs get traded. So I don't think that that's fair. And someone might, yeah, like they might just find themselves in a tough position and really need the liquid, you know, and at least you have been able to put them in position to do that, you know, by being of value, and them holding some, you know, holding one of your something from your collection, they can, you know, like, yeah, sell that and get some money.
well, I'm hoping
Like I
that.
can't sell my MP3 that I bought. Like people just laugh at me. Imagine that, like a Beyonce like new album drops, and I'm like, everyone, y'all, you know, I got that B MP3. Like, you don't want to pay for Spotify, do you? Like, we're not paying for that. We could so find that for free, so many places, you know. But yeah, when you hold someone's NFT, you know, that's a limited collectible. So it has value.
Imagine if B had a like one of those one-on-one collectibles that got you entry into that Dubai performance or some kind of ish like that. Like
And you know, it would have been like,
us to get there.
yeah, just I'm actually impressed. I suppose like all these like really big artists are watching and like waiting to figure out like how to do it properly. I'm sure they're like hearing, you know, from all of us in Web3, like you cannot come over here with that because even Beyonce, dude, if she comes into Web3 and doesn't do it right, like the community is gonna be like, they're gonna not, you know, the same way they just did to Porsche. Like,
That's what I was now gonna say.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
great. Like
Yeah.
Porsche is one of the best brands in the world.
Yeah.
When we talk
And they just
luxury
sat there
cars,
like,
when we talk about sports cars, Porsche
yeah,
is up there. They
yeah.
they dropped a 7,500 collection without properly establishing or communicating what the utility was. It was
Yeah.
a utility token that they didn't communicate the utility well. And it was struggling to get to
Yeah.
1,500.
Yep.
And then
And that's push.
and I think the biggest mistake that traditional brands make is that they think that their names are gonna carry them into
Yeah.
Web3 space, and they think that.
Mhm.
And I keep telling people, I've seen it happen with so many people, from Takashi 69 to
Chris
uh,
Brown.
Chris. Like,
Yeah.
you might have 1 million supporters, hardcore supporters, right? But that doesn't mean that 1 million of them know how to access Ethereum,
Yeah.
or Solana, or Matic, or whatever the case is, how to download a wallet,
Yeah.
how to be able to purchase that NFT when the time comes. So
Yeah.
we still
And
have a
I
lot of
feel like
onboarding.
in the example of Chris, what's crazy is that he has the option to buy with credit card. So something is lost in translation to his fans, you know?
You
And
know
I
what?
just feel like also the typical fan right now is so used to, they're spoiled a little bit, you know, by like basically all this free access to like endless music. And so like some of them like are appalled. They're like at the idea that they have to like spend money on
Yeah,
music now, you know. They're like, what? So you have to, it takes a lot. Honestly, it's not that easy to like explain like how it all works and why it's important to support your favorite artist in this way.
I would say perceived free
Yeah,
music.
perceived free.
Perceived
Yeah.
free, because at the end of the day, what they always say: if the service is free, you are the product.
Yeah.
So
Also, things like mint price are important, you know, like when you first come into the game. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure like the value, like what he's selling those for is something basically like $500.
but
And it not only is a bear market, but it's also like we're basically in a really shitty recession. And
but
like people are like, bro, I'm not spending 500 right now. I'm not even buying Jordans right now, dude. Like I'm not spending $500 on no digital collectible, bro. I will just keep running up your streams on Spotify and hopefully you get enough out of your cut, you know?
I think also a lot of the brands, including like people like Chris, people like Takashi, people like Tori, I
Mm-hmm.
think they aren't fully invested in the space, right?
They're
So
not, yeah.
they're not really pushing,
Mm-hmm.
so they're not really
Mm-hmm.
translating the value
Yeah.
proposition of this NFT, because
Yeah,
most times it's not even them doing it. Somebody may have approached them with a licensing arrangement,
exactly.
with the Trump
You
card,
know that's what it is. So they're
and
not even really
they're not
involved, you
even
know?
connected. They don't
And they
even see
just tell them
value
like, you see
themselves.
this thing happening, these 10K collections sell, you'll make millions instantly.
Yeah.
And they just say yes. But they have no idea about the space, they don't understand it, and they have no idea, you know, what people in Web3 want, or like you said, how to translate this to, you know, like your current fan base. So I think it, like since we're on the topic of artists Web3ing, I think an artist who is doing a brilliant job, he is so Web3, but nobody knows.
Who is this?
Nobody knows. The fans don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even think the media understand. Like nobody gets it, and that's La Russell.
Oh,
So La Russell, yeah, he's a hip hop artist from the Bay, and he is so dope. Like if you're not following him yet, guys, like follow him and watch this guy. He's basically moving just like Joyner Lucas, St. John, you know, like how basically like a lot of artists are on the whole indie vibes. Like they're like, we not doing this label thing, we're gonna figure it out. So you see like Joyner Lucas launched his own platform, Tully. Soulja Boy was like early in the game doing that. He launched like he was already like way long ago, like if you want my music or my merch or whatever, you gotta come to my platform. So you know, we've been seeing a lot more artists doing that. Some people taking advantage of platforms like OnlyFans or Patreon or whatever. So like La Russell takes this a step further, creates, you know, his own platform. They have a company called even.biz. So he created his own platform, where he, sells, his albums, he sells singles, his merch, whatever. And he goes, pay what you want.
Right.
Pay what you want.
You
It
think
doesn't matter what you pay, you'll get it. However, he's offering you the opportunity as well by supporting him in this way. He's saying, well, I'm also offering fractional ownership of my publishing. But he gives incentive to pay more, because he's saying, however, I'm only giving that opportunity to the people my biggest supporters naturally, right? You get special perks. You just gave me $1,000. Of course you can get, a piece of the publishing. So interestingly, I tested it. I go to his platform. I say, I wonder how much was the minimum that can get me locked in to see if I can be, earn a piece of this man for the rest of his life.
maybe do a collaboration or something.
You're right. So and obviously there's like more or less like a KYC process. So he knows who his customer is. He's got your email, he knows how to contact you, and then he also knows what you spent. So he knows, just like how we know on chain, who's giving us the most money. But get this. Anyway, I test the thing. I spend $100. Some people like only give like $1, 50 cents, whatever. Like you still get it. It doesn't matter what. And so then, like one day I just get this email, like, congratulations, like for being, one of the bigger supporters, you've just unlocked, this feature. Now you can sign up here and you'll just automatically get your royalties. And I'm like, how are they doing this? Like outside the typical system. So then I was like, wait, hold up, let me go back and check something. So I go check the receipt, from the transaction. And then I realized, like, oh shoot, it doesn't say 100 USD, it says 100 USDC. So wow. I was like, holy crap, they're so smart. Like I was like, and I'm a Web3 person. And so because he just gives you you just buy it with your credit card, like regular. You don't even know that you're like doing anything on chain. And so then I noticed then on the platform, he has a section called library instead of wallet. He called it library. So everything that you buy from him, you're buying on chain, and they're NFTs. And they're going into your library, and I'm just like, this is nuts. Like he's selling so many, like he's actually like outperforming like the majority of the artists that are known as Web3 artists, like with his sales. But no one in Web3 is talking about him because he's not a part of the Web3 community. But he's actually doing it better than us. Like he's figuring out
how we need to do it. We need to get people
meet them where they're at,
knowing that they're onboarding.
Just like we didn't realize, like, dude, like we had a cell phone, and then one day it was like whatever the hell, then it was like 2G, then one day it's 3G. That you don't even know when the technology you're using is changing, like when the internet technology switched over to some other thing, when like the banking system switch over to like Swift or what, like you don't know, you just use it. Like, you don't know how your credit cards are working.
It's like a car, you buy it because you like it, right? Mm-hmm. You may know that it's a 12-liter V8 if you're into that.
Yeah.
But if you're not into that, all you need to know,
that's not important.
It goes to 200.
You don't want to be bothered and bombarded with all this like extra information that you don't care about. So I just was like, oh my God, like I almost like a little bit wish that I was not so early so I could have observed him and then done it that way. But at the same time, I am benefiting tremendously from being a legit, for real, like member of the Web3 community. And like you said, that goes a long way. They won't support you if they don't feel like you're really here for for Web3, like you get that, you understand the ethos and the point of it. And if they feel like you're just coming into the ecosystem like for cash, on some cash grab vibes, and you're not trying to build and add value, people will not support They don't
Yeah,
care who you are.
yeah.
So I had to spend a long time like working, like getting to know, like hopping in spaces every day, all day, 24/7, to now, I would say like I'm a regular, a familiar face in Web3. Like any space I go, like
Listen,
everyone's like, oh, like, and it's not because of like I'm Shontelle, like the girl that sings Impossible. It's like, like our neighbor. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, because
Shontelle, she's someone we know from
spaces,
Web3.
I pop into spaces, and obviously you see the people that you follow first.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Shawnee's here. So like
Yeah,
last
I'm
week I
always in a
went into people's spaces. I'm like, oh, Shawnee's here.
dude, everybody is like, bro, I have never been in a space that I did not see you in. Are you ever not in spaces? And honestly, that's the level of dedication. And also, I'm addicted to learning, and the space is evolving so rapidly. And we always say like Web3 moves at like warp speed. So you literally miss a day, you feel like you missed like a whole year or something. You're like now playing catch up, like what happened, like who did who got wrecked, who got robbed, like what happened, yeah, like
You take a few hours off, and like one day I was just chilling because this bear market, I'm not checking prices or whatever.
yeah,
I'm still DCing, I'm still trying
yeah,
to
me too.
Bitcoin at 16K and shit. Next thing you know, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm in a group, I'm hearing people talking about 23K. I'm like, what? When did
You're
we
like,
get
what? I last for 10 seconds. The thing going up again. Like, yeah.
And I mean, I'm locked in. I'm in
Yeah.
too many
Yeah.
chats. I'm in too many conversations.
So many telegrams, so many discords.
And
So, oh my gosh. Oh, like the number, like I can't even keep up with my Twitter DMs anymore because I keep getting added to like another alpha group, another this, like group chat. Like every project you're in a group chat, or there's like 3 or 4 different group chats just from one project. They got the ladies chat, they got the D-Gens chat, they got the alpha chat. It's crazy.
You need some burners.
Bro, like, and so yeah, and there's people who do like the you kind of think they're in the space, but they're not. They have, like, you just showed three devices, right? So they'll have like 4 or 5, like my laptop, 3 phones, and each one they'll log into Twitter and hop in another space. So I'm like, you're not really listening to anything.
Mm-hmm.
We call it like the engagement farming, right? So when you always like call out your friends when they're doing it, because you'll hop from one space to the next time and be like, wait.
How are you here too?
Al is a speaker in this space, but Al in this space too, and then Al in this space too.
I have my burners because sometimes I just need to disconnect and just have my family be able to access me and not have any Telegram notifications come through, no Discord notifications come through, no Twitter notifications come through. And then I'm super, like, I'm 5FA on all of my stuff. So yeah, I mean, you have to like break into my
like 6 different places just to get in.
Yeah. Plus I'm that guy. So especially so when I have to move, it's a headache because when I have to move funds, it makes it very difficult because I have to make sure to coordinate everything at a But the space is, but just like people buying in and loving you and supporting you. I just want to shout out people like Stephen Renwick, who has been a day one supporter of Crypto Caribbean. Shout out to Stephanie Telemack. Steph is saying hi, Johnny. Nicholas Huggins. I see
the whole gang.
The whole gang is here. The gang is here. I saw Nick was showing off that he was fortunate enough to
make he go on
one of the pieces.
Big up yourself, Nick. I really appreciate that too, huh?
Yeah,
I gotta go. Grabbing some I just saw the message pop up.
I don't know. I was probably playing football or something. Something I was doing, came back and shit was sold out. I'm like, what the?
I wasn't expecting that, man. I mean, real talk. I knew that that I could sell out this collection. But I really thought I was gonna have to like grind for a couple of days in spaces and
Big
stuff
up,
like that.
big up Dupes, big up Becca. Sorry.
Yeah, respect to all the Caribbean NFT fam that was able to. I mean, I like from my heart, I appreciate like the support, you know. But I'm also really glad that people that I actually know that I like, you know, basically we hang with each other like daily in the, you know, in the group. And so I'm just happy like family got what, you know, was able to get some, because I was like, man, some of my people that like are really close, like they couldn't get one. It was gone. And
It's
I
gonna
felt
make
so bad.
it's gonna make demand for the next drop that much more important.
Yeah.
Instead of 25, maybe next time you do 50, maybe you do 100.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
let's
that's what I kind of want to do. Just I don't want to like play myself either, you know, like and also, yeah, like I said, the community is very serious about how you come into the space, and I just want to take my time. But all with each project that I drop, I'm learning more, you know. So I don't want to really like stretch myself too thin or like over leverage myself. And then also, it, there's so much more hard work to do, like when you don't sell out. Not that you know every project has to like instant sell out or whatever, but like when months and months you have this like giant collection, you know, and you sold like 10, you know, out of like 1,000, and it's just like you're not getting the rest sold, then it just has this like adverse effect on the whole thing, and people are like, what's going on? Oh, you're not selling, like, oh, this artist must be whack. Oh, your floor is low. Then the holders are like losing confidence in the project because no more are selling, they start dumping. It's a hot mess. And so, you know, I rather like just take my time and just grow, like literally grow with my community. And I feel like, you know, like feedback from them is going to really inform what I do next. And that's the whole point of Web3. You know, you have a very close relationship and interaction like with your supporters, and they essentially are letting you know this is what we want. So you don't have to guess.
Yeah.
You know, you give it to them, and so you can pretty much guarantee you're gonna be supported.
Let me
You
ask
know?
you a question, right? So you've done your personal projects as an artist, right? And
Yeah.
this is stuff that you're passionate about. Like you said, this project you guys worked on it for 2 years,
Yeah.
2 years, and we're kind of waiting for the right time. How do
Yeah.
you find that approach or that positioning as an artist putting out your heart and soul? How does that compare to like some of the projects that you've worked on that are big projects, and it's all about bringing in the community, and it's about flipping and
Hmm.
money early and kind of things. Do you think it's a different energy, it's a different mindset if you're an artist as compared to somebody building a project?
Oh, absolutely. It's so different. And unfortunately, at this time, unless you are, this is why reputation uh is so important. Like I don't think there's a space where like social currency is valuable, period.
Yeah.
But in Web3, it's a whole different beast, you know? Um, so people really care about doxing and stuff like that. You know, they want to be able to like trust the founders, and so you have to have a good record, you know, a good reputation. Um, People perhaps, so if you say you're building, like, let's say your project is like you're developing a new protocol or something, or some type of token, or you're starting a DAO or whatever, people are gonna just like really want to know your whole background. Like, have you done anything similar before? Do you have any experience like starting a company? Like, you know, are you already a founder? Are you VC backed or not? Or are you expecting this project to be community funded? All these like things are like really important for your potential holders to know. And if they don't have that confidence, they're not going to support you. So unfortunately for the builders in Web3, sometimes I do have to get very creative and sort of like package it into a generative project, because that's the only way that people kind of like get it. Then they start. So you know how many times I've seen a project mint out, you go in the Discord and then the holders are like, right, so I got like 10. What is this project anyway? I just knew it was hype, so I just got them. And then they get in there and they're like, now we're like developing like AI trading bots or whatever. And then they're like, oh, so whoa, like it's even better. I had no idea. I just thought I was like flipping or whatever, you know.
Before more got you.
Yeah, it FOMO got you, and now you're in this project, you know. I've seen this happen so many times. And so, but the sad thing is people are so much more likely to degen in Web3. And so you have this project that barely or has either zero or barely any utility, but like the artist is like mad hype in the space or something. Or like they know the founders, like, so like if it's coming out of Yuga Labs, or you know, they know like, oh, one of the founders is one of the guys from Bored Apes or something that already, you know, won, then they're like, I need it, I'm gonna get, you know, we're gonna make so much money, to the moon, you know, like all that crap.
Lambos for everyone.
Yeah, and all the people in the space who are like actually building, trying to like grow the space, contribute, the people who are doing charitable projects, like no one cares. They're like, bro, like, oh, whatever about whatever you're trying to do with this NFT, is it gonna be blue chip or not? You know, like, so the space is full of a lot of degens, and it's getting a little better. Like we're seeing that people are understanding, like, okay, you know, the kind of PFP bubble burst. But NFTs still have a lot of use cases and a lot of value. So people are starting to pay more attention to the projects that, you know, are, you know, building a new platform or like a new marketplace, and there are projects that really are just literally like token gated access to like alpha groups and stuff like that. Like, you know, so if you like trading, you know, there's certain NFT, you might want to be in Llamaverse. You know what I mean? You're going to get like a lot of trading tips and access to like bots and stuff like that. So once you've spent a long time in the space, then you go exploring, you know. It's like everyone pulls up to like the club first. This is the fun spot. Then you get bored of the club. You know, you're like, okay, been there, son. I know y'all. Like I see the same people at the same club every day. What else is going on in this city? And you start to, you know, like to explore. Yeah.
Somebody
walls. Yeah. So I found myself, you know, actually getting in projects like that have like, it's not about a PFP and it's not about flipping or anything. So yeah, you kind of have to be in the right groups too, you know, to sometimes even know about these projects, because it's kind of crazy. Some of them sell out just as nuts as the other one, is really just because people want to have access to that community, you know? So yeah. But it's getting better, but I would say, yeah, it's a lot harder to get that like excitement if it's not a PFP project.
Do you think it's gotten better, or we've seen a lot of people go away because it's the bear market again, and it's gonna be that's worse the next bull?
Yeah. So a couple things, you know, the bear market definitely. Every time there's a bear, it weeds out like the people who either can't hang, their hearts can't take it, or they unfortunately like suffered a big loss, and then they're like, okay, crypto's not for me, you know, this space is not for me. I tried it and I'm not coming back. You know, also we lost a lot of people because of the FTX crash. So, but also, yeah, the space itself is maturing. So those who have been here for a long time and those who stay, like get it, you know what I mean? And a lot of those people who maybe entered the space as degens at first, you know, a lot of them are like devs and stuff like that. And now they realize like, wait a minute, this is a space I can actually like help to grow and build. And so you'll see like a lot of these new alpha projects that are coming out are you know, from like familiar, like people that everyone knows in crypto, like the, you know, people who are like Spaces host, or, you know, just like well known in, you know, crypto bloggers, whatever, people know them, they have a good reputation. And so when they come out and say, hey, we're launching a project, the community will get behind them and support it. So, you know, just like NFT Llama, just like, I don't know if you've seen this, like, this is the first project that actually has hype since the bear, which is a project called A Kid Called Beast. And that project is insane. And the reason why is it's getting like the same level hype as like Bored Apes and like Clone X. People are comparing it a lot to like Clone X. And so they
this is not financial advice. Do not go degen. Don't go on.
Yeah, yeah, the floor is kind of crazy right now, and it's not even revealed yet. I think it's 0.5 or something. But yeah, this project is deeper. It is a PFP generative project. It's 3D, just like Clone X. But people really love the founders, you know, and they have all these different factions. And so the whole idea is to basically like group people in Web3 into like different like modes of action. So, you know, so they actually have a faction called the like Museum. Yeah, the Museum of Beast Arts, because it's called A Kid Called Beast. So they have MOBA. This is like the museum. This is where all, you know, that'll attract the artist, you know, the artists in the community. Then you have like Wag Me Way, which is for the degens, you know, and then you have like Faded Heights, which is like for the people who are in alternative businesses. You know, yeah, it's like so dope. You got Beat Street, which is clearly obviously the musicians in the space, you know, and it's like really, they did such a good job at like, you know, putting it together in this way, and like people are so hyped for this project. And of course, you know, once a project is minted out and reveals it, now the founders have to execute, you know, on all these promises. But it's pretty sick, and I haven't seen this like level of hype. So that's kind of an example of like what it takes now to get people hyped about a PFP drop, you know. You got to bring like extras to the table. Like it's not enough. It's almost like the space has matured behind just like obviously they're the degens. They will, if you release a project, a 10 kind of project called Dickle Butts or whatever the hell, they're just gonna go like buy it, like whale in and just flip them really quickly, like literally in 5 minutes, in and out, and they're gone. And they just like it's like sucked a ton of ETH like out of, you know,
volume.
Yeah.
If you buy
and those founders don't care. There's VC companies who set up like VCs who've set up companies that all they do is these like really trash, like pump and dump NFT projects. They don't care. They're like, I'm not trying to make this be a success. We're not building nothing. Like, we're just taking advantage of noobs. Like, noobs come in and then they're like, they don't know what they're doing. We're just gonna like bought the Discord out, make it look really hype, bought the Twitter out, like make it look like it's mad followers, like we're so hype. And then these like new people to the space FOMO in, they buy them, and then they're like worthless. But the flippers already came in. Now they're like, anyone who missed the mint, they're like freaking out because they're like, all their friends got one. Now they're like doing dumb stuff like FOMOing and buying off the floor for like way higher than mint, and it's not even like a good project. And the flippers just like ran with all the money. The founders like made a ton of money in volume onto the next project. So I have to be aware of, you know, these types of projects. And it's actually why I'm so like focused on education in the space too, because at this stage it's still like the Wild Wild West, and it can be, I don't want to say dangerous because I don't want to use language that will scare.
Listen, don't use the language. I tell people, it's still the Wild Wild West.
Scary.
It's wild. You could strike gold and become a millionaire, or you could get fucking gunned down in the streets.
Yeah.
There is no sheriff. Right. That's
exactly. And nobody come in to help. So I'm trying to like, you know, things like understanding like self-custody and all that, and how important it is. And, you know, like having, you know, cold wallets that are always offline, and, you know, not leaving not leaving all your crypto on a centralized exchanges, or any exchange for that matter.
Guy recently lost a couple million in NFTs because he had his stuff on a hot wallet.
Yeah.
That he approved something with OpenSea.
This was what's his name? Yeah, he's a really popular. So he's an example of one of those people like that I was talking about that's like really well known in the community. And so it was shocking. Like when everyone heard it happened to him,
Yeah,
we were like, huh? Oh,
like,
he's an OG. Like but
why do you
sometimes,
have this on a hot wallet?
man, sometimes people when they're in the game long, they get careless, you know, nothing's happened for so long and they kind of like let down their guard. But also a problem that needs to be solved is this, you know, there are projects that for you to get the perks of the being a holder, some projects will say like the NFT must be in, like when we do the snapshot, it must be in the wallet where it was minted. So sometimes you're trapped, you know, like because you want to be active in this project, you want to do the things, and they're straight up telling you like if it's not in the wallet that was minted, like you can't, you're not eligible and stuff like that. So you're like, well, now I can't move my ape because you know, or I got to keep it here or whatever. And so there is a protocol that I heard about a couple nights ago in a Twitter space that is like aiming to solve this problem. So they're like creating something, and Vitalik is also trying to like solve this problem by like soul-bound tokens and all these like different things, and something called I forgot the name of the specific token, but it essentially like attaches itself to your NFT and holds the place of your NFT, so you can move the real NFT to someplace safe, but this new NFT will act. It basically so you're signing over the rights of the original NFT to this new NFT and saying whatever the smart contract for this NFT says this one can do, it can have the access. I can't remember. I wish I could remember the name because I know a lot. It would be helpful for a lot of people because a lot of people are sat there like stuck, like they really want to move their NFTs, but they're like, damn, like I have to keep it in this wallet if I'm gonna get the things.
And then the next thing is like sometimes you come into the space, you come in very early, you get into certain projects, you're doxed, and now everybody knows who you are and everybody knows your wallet, and you want to start, now you have a little bit more money, you want to start to participate in different things that is a little bit more low-key. You don't want everybody knowing what your wallet is saying.
Yeah, but it's also like a weird thing, right? Because flexing is also a thing in the space, you know? And so like if you can't, I mean, I guess you could flex your PFP, but without having it, but like, yeah, there's just certain things where like, yeah, you want to have it. Like, so you know how you could put your wallet at the top now, like connect your wallet on Twitter. And the reason why that feature exists is not only for tips, is really just so you could flex your collection. So you could be like, look in my wallet, boom, and you're like looking through the person's assets and you're like, whoa, this person is lit, they got punks, so it's like a way to flex a little bit. And so some people are so like they have to flex that they just do it, you know, and it's kind of nuts. But yeah, I myself, like I'm like the kettle calling the pot kettle calling the kettle hot or whatever, the black or whatever the hell the saying is, because you know, like don't go trying to like attack me now, you know. But real talk, even me personally got real valuable NFTs like still in my MetaMask, and they really shouldn't be, you know. So yeah, a top priority for me.
Sometimes I get a message from my friend, right, and it has a link in it, and I'm like, yo, did you really?
I don't click no links.
Did you really send this? Did you check this?
Yeah.
I think I'm super paranoid, but yeah, I envy these links.
Like, see, even a lot of times when like people will drop links a lot in the group, I will straight up, if I know it's like a super rare, it's supposed to be, I will go to the platform myself and then I will type in your name and search for your collection, or I will like go to the official Twitter of the project that I know, and even that is still kind of risky because. The same project, a kid called Beast, they actually had to pause their mint. It was going crazy, but then they shut down the mint because they recognized it was being botted like really bad, and so they actually like really wanted like people who really want to be in it, because this project doesn't survive without actual holders. You know, like you need these people to be active in these communities. So, so they actually stopped the mint, allowed the community to know, like, look, somehow bots were able to still infiltrate, even though we tried everything to avoid this, and this is not what we want. So they shut it down. Then they like reopened the mint when they felt like they kind of got everything sorted out. However, someone hacked their Twitter. So Twitter, the official Twitter is, and they have the blue check. They were verified and everything. So you think this is the safe place to go to get the link, and someone actually had taken over the Twitter and nobody had realized, and they put a phishing link and they replaced the real one. So many people got screwed from that mint, from trying to mint, and I was so happy that I like missed that mint. Because I was mad and then I was happy because
just the other day,
happened to me.
Just the other day, Robin Hood's Twitter got hacked. The hackers promoted a fucking scam account, a scam mint. People
believe it because it's
official Robin Hood account.
Yeah.
So even when you garden your stuff and you have 5FA, and you still have to understand that, you know what, there are people out there who are hacking the hell out of everything.
Yeah. To be quite frank, sometimes I'm even so afraid to mint that like I will just be like, look, I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna just grab it off. I will just pay double. I'll just pay more later if I really want it that bad, because that's how scared I am sometimes. I'm just like, yo, like, do I really want to be like the first jumping in, clicking? Because, and it's tough to do that, especially if it's a mint that is going to be crazy and is going to sell out fast. It's like you don't have you don't have 24 hours to sit and wait. You don't have, even like 30 minutes. Like you wait that long, they're gone. So yeah, sometimes I will just take the L and say like, yo, for real, like this mint is too hype. Something's gonna go wrong. I'ma just wait. So it would have been nice to get it at 0.07 or 0.05, but I'm gonna just go pay 0.1 and like or whatever, and get it later.
I always remember there's a quote by a American bank robber by the name of Willie Sutton, and when he finally got caught, they asked him like, yo, why you be robbing banks? And he straight up said, that's where the money is.
Yeah.
So every time you see a successful project, a successful company, a successful artist, just know that there is somebody looking in from the outside and thinking, that's where the money is, and they are under attack constantly. They might be water off some attacks, but they are under attack constantly. So so
if you're like a well-known top collector in the space and whatnot, you should definitely. And I feel bad for the guy because a lot of people were kind of like OG shaming him like that, like, bro, like you know better, man, like we not even sorry for you. But at the end of the day, dude, like this is the worst thing that like
listen, banks get hacked.
It's like making fun of someone because they forgot to turn the stove off before they left home and their whole house burnt down. And instead of like having compassion for the person, like they just lost their whole home, you're like, yeah, but you idiot, like you should know like to not leave the stove on or make sure you blow up the candle or whatever, and it's just like, bruh, like I just lost my house, dude, shut up, like come on, man. Like people make mistakes all the time, and that's just horrible, like to lose that much value in assets and all your crypto. Oh my god, like because some of these collectors, it takes them a long time to like build up their collection, like it takes a long time to be able to finally get a punk, finally people like graduate up to these things, like to get a OG8, you maybe got to start at the dog, flip enough of those, then you can get the mutant. Then like people really spend a long time like trying to get these assets, man, and build up their collections, and to lose it all like that is, I mean, I don't know, I would die.
Listen, I've been the victim of a phishing attack already, where I went, like, I think Puma was having a mint. I'm a big fan of Puma. I went to their Instagram, clicked the link, went to their Discord, started going through the capture, and then something DM'd me the same fucking time.
And that was before you learned about like the damn thing. Yeah, boy. And you be thinking it's real. You know
Like,
what? I got
I'm buying 5. Boom! Money
yeah.
gone.
What's crazy? I got attacked once too. But this was so early, and luckily, like I literally had nothing in my wallet at the time. But they were like, it was some bullshit thing about Steam, like through like a Discord. They were like pretending to be like a Discord promotion with like Steam or some shit, and I was like, oh great, Nitro. It was like this whole like free Nitro thing that was going around. And then it's just like, yeah, just register your wallet address, blah blah blah, click this link, da da da. I did all the things, and then after I did it all, I was like, hold up though, wait a minute. I was like,
it's that moment.
Where's my Nitro?
It's that moment.
Yeah. Then I go back into the Discord. I see everyone like, yo, don't fall for this. It's a phishing thing. When I tell you, I shut down that MetaMask one time. I was like, yeah,
you start
the delete. Ball of that seed phrase that done. That wallet is dead to me. So I had to start fresh. But I was so lucky that I learned that lesson. Like this was before I ever like even minted anything. This was like way early before I had like my first, before I ever minted. Like people had gifted me like some really crap, like shitty NFTs. And that's how bad they were. Like the person was like, I don't even want those. Like, like I knew that I got attacked, but then they were just like, yeah, whatever. We're not wasting gas taking those. But I just knew that wallet was dead to me,
I've actually started, like, when I have to get something from a new project.
Yeah, now you got what you call a burner wallet, If you're minting something fresh, you should have a wallet that just literally has the ETH and the gas for what you're trying to buy.
Correct.
That way, if you're compromised, you might be like sleepy, just came back from the club, but it's time to mint, or you might just been like really overwhelmed, tired, and not really thinking straight, or moving too fast, and you mess up, and then at least you maybe would have only lost like like an ETH or like half an ETH or something. But yeah, to like, like never mint. And again, that's the problem I was talking about earlier, because they're like, well, now if our best security measure against phishing attacks is to use burner wallets, then how do I do the thing where you're telling me that I gotta mint it with a burner wallet, then I gotta move it to a ledger? So how do I do the thing now where you're telling me about snapshots and it has to be in the same wallet? Like, I gotta send it back to that wallet just for the snapshot and then spend more gas and send it back again. It's a lot of work. So people are building and trying to make things a little more seamless, make things make a little more sense. But yeah, we ain't there yet. So we got to do like a million different little steps just to stay secure in this space. So like, guys, if you're like new to crypto and Web3, like for real, just like do all the things, because self-custody is going to be like the biggest responsibility of your life other than your kids.
I tell people all the time, the greatest benefit to crypto is that you are your own bank.
Yeah.
The biggest drawback to crypto is
you are your own bank. It's the biggest risk,
It's a double-edged
There's
sword.
no insurance. I mean, well, there are platforms now that have started offering insurance on, like wallet insurance, crypto insurance, NFT insurance. It's kind of a thing now. But still, yeah, I'm not risking none of that.
Yo, Shawnee, we are an hour deep already. Right?
That's how we just always talk enough.
I mean, listen, I'm just putting this out there. The last time I came to Barbados, we chilled for a bit. It's time for me to come from that. Let me take you out.
Well, you know what time it is.
Knock about Trinidad for a little bit.
February is upon us.
Listen, tickets. I don't know
And
what
I'm
tickets are like
feeling
from Barbados, but from the US,
I'm feeling the pressure,
listen,
February, boy.
yeah. Your
First
girl is
one in
here.
2 years.
Your girl is here, or she not here yet.
uh
Is Allison here, or she's not here yet?
Allison and Dunn in Trinidad, how you mean?
Yo,
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen her do a couple events already. Yeah, the people
yeah.
out there already. They're out there.
I
Some
know
of my
she's
friends
gonna be
gone
at
out there
Voice.
already.
I know she's gonna be at Voice concert for
Yeah,
sure. So,
yeah, because they got a collab.
yeah.
Yeah, her new management. They're doing the moves correct now.
Right.
So I think we're gonna see Ali back, in a big way again.
See it.
Yeah.
See it. So yeah, I mean, I ain't telling you to pay them flights, but we're
I
gonna
know.
we're gonna get to here. Maybe not for Carnival, but something soon. We have some stuff bubbling underneath. We're gonna get
Mhm.
you up there for that.
Yeah, this is a problem I want our group to solve. Like interconnectivity between the islands, because it should not be more expensive for me to go to Trinidad than to New York or Miami. Like this is nuts. I
Listen,
going next door, like I going like literally, is a 30-minute flight. What do you mean? So we trying to figure out, like, is it going to be ferries? Like, what's it going to be? But it needs to be. We need a better solution than airlines. It's not airlines is not it. Moving people between the islands. And the
I
thing
think
is, like, if we have less friction of movement between the people between islands, I feel like the Caribbean will look like a whole
we
different.
and we will come together as a community a lot
Yeah,
easier. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
think we need to have a
We're too
ferry. We need to have
disconnected.
two ferries, one going up, one coming
Yeah,
down. You
yeah,
touch both
man.
ends and we
Just touch, hop all. Yeah,
flip
go
it
up.
around.
Yeah.
100.
Somebody got to figure that out. And we got like a lot of big brains in our group, man. So
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe, maybe
And,
we
and,
need
uh,
to
and people
do.
that know how to raise money. So I
We
feel
need to
like we got to really
carry
get this
ferry coin or
sorted out.
something. Carry come ferry
Some,
coin or something.
yeah, right.
Let's do a fucking
We
launch
got
for
to
that.
figure it out. That's a
And we get
problem that we need to solve for sure.
100%.
It bothers me a lot. I should be
Shiny.
able to like hop cross on a week, for the weekend and say again, I hang out with my Caribbean NFT peeps for the weekend. Like we do some brainstorming, because sometimes it's different when everybody in the same
In the
room,
same
in the
room,
same space.
100%.
Yeah,
We're gonna
go
we're
get
gonna
it.
fix that. We're gonna fix that soon. But Shawnee,
Yeah.
thank you so much as always for coming through, for having an amazing time with us. I see Dupes and Steven been holding it down in the chat.
There's my guys, man. Big ups.
But we definitely need to touch base. We need to have a Caribbean NFT in person situation. I mean,
Mhm.
Crypto by the Sea that Alti put on was cool. We didn't
Yeah.
have enough people from everywhere there. Uh,
Mhm.
I think they want to do something again in summer, but maybe
Mhm.
that's too far away.
Yeah,
It's
see,
too
it's so much. It's harder for us because you see, like how like they got NFTLA and NYC, and all they gotta do is like hop on a train or like hop on, like drive
going
over
on.
real quick, a short flight, a short cheap, hop the bus real quick. They could just get all over, go to East Denver, and then go to the next one, and the next one go to Vegas, go to whatever, and we just like, man, bro, I want to go to like that event in Jamaica, but fam. I got paid that so much money, then I got to look for a hotel, then
Remember.
it's too much. But yeah, we island people so we ain't rich yet,
Yeah, but we're gonna
So
sort it out.
yeah,
Shawnee,
that's what we doing in Web3. We changing all that.
thank you so much for your time. Um, Give me some alpha next time on the next project, so I can beat out Nick, because Nick be
Yeah.
something on me. I no disrespect to
Alden, they
Nick.
can say we these market makers know, and how I get my friends the heads up, and how them get to mint it out before everybody else. I'm saying, yeah, we can't do that. But rest assured, there are more projects on the way. And I will do my best to, like, I have no choice. I got the support I asked for. Now I can't let my holders down. I gotta give them
Time to work.
some bang for their buck, you know.
To work.
So yeah, so more projects on the way, and I'm gonna try to get like a little more creative with the experiences and stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll have more chances, don't worry.
Good stuff.
Mhm.
So thank you so much. We see you soon.
Peace
Yeah?
and love.
Maybe I catch you on the road for Carnival.
Yes, sir. And yeah, you know, anytime I'm officially a friend of the show now. I'll come anytime you want. And we could probably do fun panels and stuff sometimes too.
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah.
Nick and I have actually been talking that we want to do a more consistent Caribbean NFT, maybe spaces or something like that, where different
Yeah.
people could lead it at different times. So we're gonna definitely
Mhm.
get that pumped off sometime.
And I want our people to get into spaces too, because whenever I find whenever like members from our groups, like we hold space, you know, like I don't see everybody pulling up. You know what I mean? And I want everybody to recognize like that's a thing that moves the algorithm, that puts eyes, even if you can, bro, just like go
Pop
on your
in.
phone and just go in the space. Even if
Yeah.
you go on mute and you don't, and you
Watch
and
Netflix.
yeah,
Watch
just
Netflix and mute it.
yeah, and it triggers the algorithm. It makes, and you know, more people see any space up top, they hop in, and I kind of I want to see it get to the stage where we have these really fun, just like how everybody got these like shits and giggles spaces sometimes, like all like Caribbean people just hop in a space and, you know, have a good time. Like we all, you know, from the same tribe, like we all doing the same thing. And you know, just to build that rapport, some more share ideas. Like, you know, we have such like easy access to each other, like in lieu of being not be able to travel so easy. Like, let's make the most of this, you know. So everyone, yeah, I would love to see much more of that. I want to see, like, I think so there's so many people in our group, like we could totally have a space with 100 people, you know, just sharing alpha, like just, and the more of us that are in these spaces, like your other friends that may not be in Web3 on Twitter might just pop in and actually learn something, you know, because they see you up there in a space and they say, yo, let me see what's this space that Joe in, you know, and then you hop in now, you're learning about Web3 and what happened in the Caribbean and your region. Like you get in the news first before you gotta sit and wait for Loop to tell you what happened 2 weeks ago. You know, you could be ahead of the game. So I would love to see more of that, and that would be dope if we could put together something like that where, yeah, we like get these spaces popping, because it really, yeah, it is valuable, you know, and
100%.
fun.
So let's get it done. Shani,
Yeah.
thank you very much, baby. See
Blessing.
you soon. Guys, the one, the only, the beautiful Shontelle Layne. Guys, for everybody who held it down with us today, for everybody watching over the podcast on YouTube, thank you for being with us. As I say always, adoption is inevitable, guys. Without a question, it must happen, bound to happen, have to happen. Illuminati out. Be blessed.